Hello, welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everybody. I am still under the weather. I'm gonna try to tough it through, and we got a lot of stuff that we gotta cover. So let's go ahead and get it going. So here's NQ and everything that it is doing. We got like less than 60 seconds until the market opens. If you haven't been on this show, we only do open and range. That is what we are looking to do, and quite a bit of opening ranges has been panning out, especially this massive one on Wednesday. I missed this bad boy being sick. And then last one when we did the show on Tuesday, oh man, this pullback I doubted it. I really, really doubted it. And yeah, kind of missed out on that. All right, there it goes. All right, while we wait for this, let's go ahead and take a peek at the news and what's going on the economic calendar real quick. Of course, Jackson Hole is all week. Um, and we got global PMI that's going to be releasing in a few more minutes. We got existing home sales, bill auctions. This one I'm worried about around 1 o'clock. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility no matter what the direction is. And then, of course, Jackson Hole. So just keep that in mind as far as making your decisions. All right, so far we got ourselves about 12 more minutes into this market. It has solidified this first part of this opening range. Still look like nothing but downside right now. Let's see. All right, we're getting ourselves a nice little recover off of here. It looks like they're trying to give it a nice little push up. Let's see what these lower time frames are talking about here. Yeah, it looks like they did a nice little sweep down here.
Are we doing math or are we doing reading?
Let's see how this works out. That's a nice little push up.
Yes.
This cold is kicking my butt. So I like how the 15 minute look like we're getting a nice little close up of the stochastic here. If we look at the MACD here, this is our lowest peak here as we're trying to continue to fight against that trend. As far as this drop right here was a lot lower versus this one. So I think we're getting a little bit of a order block type of setup here, and they're trying to push it right back up. So we'll see how that pans out. And I'm gonna start with a small position here. See if we can kind of like hold this level. I'm looking for a target somewhere around the ballpark of 23,280 as they kind of like fight against it a little bit. See if we can reload here. Looking for it to get through that 70. There we go. There's some selling pressure that's around there. Not a fan of it. Well, I think we could get through it. There we go. Getting a little bit through. That's the order block. I think I'm going to take something off the table because of that order block. Let's see if we can just hold up. Just keep this light movement in itself. I'm going to lock in some of that profit and just hold on to that. Operating about $400, $500. See if we can get another pop up. Yep. Here we go. 7 minutes. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and get ready to put myself in a position that I can feel a little bit more comfortable. Put a sell stop right here. See if we can hold that. If they stop me out, cool. That's fine. If they don't, oh, they did stop me out. $586 on that move. As we wait, sorry, let me take a step back. This cold is kicking my butt, and that's part of the reason why I put that stop loss there. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Whew, just gotta get my bearings. It's kind of hard to do so. I'm trying to build a base here. I think we're gonna go right through. I think we're gonna get through 300. VWAP is sitting. Well, we just rejected off at 285. I think that's part of this pullback here. Let's see if we can get another cascading push and effect back up. $500 is not too bad. It just gives me more. I, I like taking some of these smaller trades because it feeds into my $100 stop losses. So most of my trades I try to aim for 100. So it just gives me 5 more instances of that. So it protects me from me, and that is the game plan there. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to see if it can establish. They just liquidated some of the bulls that just stepped into that pathway right there with that pullback. See if we can get another push up. There's a nasty order block that spans from 270 up to 310. We get above 310, this thing's gonna fly. So just keep that in mind as far as what we're looking at on this chart. I won't be surprised we get up to that 200 moving average on the 15-minute, which will bring us to 23,400. But again, like I said, the news is about to drop in a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that while having it side by side with the news. Let's see how that looks. All right, so you got the news right there on the left. Got the European consumer confidence, existing home sales month over month, year over year. Those are going to be critical. Today's Thursday. Okay, so that's natural gas, not gas. Yeah, natural gas. That's what happens when you skip a whole day. Tips. That's the Treasury yield. I want to see what they're going to do there. Got 3 minutes until this drops. I'm going to establish our 15-minute. Open the range. Those that wanted to get short, they kind of got liquidated on that. Anything under 244 could be considered bearish. So I could see why they kind of pushed down into that 244. Then they hit that U-turn. Let me go take a peek at my alerts. Swing trades. Yeah, Walmart got chewed up over there. Investor relations. Let's see. ICE. No, thank you. I don't want to add that. TW. That's TW. I have to take a peek at that one. Trade web markets. Let's see. That's fine. Looks interesting. Still hasn't. Maybe. I'll come back to that later. Let's get back to what we were doing. Got 1 minute and 9 seconds until everything drops. Excuse me. I am really curious on what I do with my AirPod case. Yeah, even the little ones are a little sick. Yeah, let me mute that until I come back. All right, we got 26 seconds until this news drops. High volatility or high impact to the market. 15 seconds. We probably tap out a little earlier just because I thought I could do this, but man, my nose is like running, and I do not want to be disturbing to y'all. So we'll probably do the 5 minute. So this is our high and low. That's what's been established. So we got ourselves stranger danger 244.75. 200 psychological levels, probably what we're going to be getting to that bearish side. And there's a lot of fair value gaps that's down here that could be targeted too. And then we got 290.25. Those are the two in itself. So let's see what happens. Consumer confidence is coming up for Europe. Come on, give me my PMI. Well, let me refresh it real quick because obviously something is delaying. Let's get rid of this. I don't know what that is. Goodbye. Get out the way. Bullish for the dollar. Every single thing is bullish for the dollar. So that sounds like nothing but puts to me. What do y'all think? Is that puts? Do you think that those are puts? Try to get the 5 minute close below. Let me go get all my stuff set up for a potential push to the downside. What sucks is I had some pan W that I picked up recently, and I'm pretty sure that's going to get disrespected in a little bit.
See, this is all I did even.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. We got ourselves about 3 more minutes until we finally decide are we going to continue to short this market as constructed. Still looking good for shorts.
I finished. 400. I got 500 on that one.
Alright. Oh, you know, I can't do that with that account. I'm gonna have to stick with this one. Now that I think about it, I only got 1 day trade left on that one. Oof. Come on, nose. Behave. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a peek because we got less than 2 minutes until this actually goes and drops. Let's switch over to live screen. This runny nose. Bear with me. Like I said, we probably gonna wrap it early because I am not feeling well at all.
I need to lay down.
All right, we might not get that 5 minute close below. I guess all we could just bank on is the $500 because I thought we could get that. So at least we got a strong futures play today. But as far as options, we're getting some real back. Look at how they pulling it all back. Oh, that's deep. That's way too deep for us to try to play that up. I play that down.
You're not even supposed to find it.
Uh,
Did tricks as well.
I got the puts queued up, but I'm not pulling the trigger. Look at that. That is a pin bar for that. They might go ahead and push this all the way back up. I might be focusing on the future side on this one as well. Let me switch over to some lighter leverage for right now because I may just do this on one of my other accounts that is on life support. If we could get a 5 minute close above, that would be solid. To kind of give you a perspective, I'm gonna risk like about 20 ticks on NQ. 20 ticks is about $10 on micros. So I'm gonna take a trade that risk about $10, see what we can get. But it needs to break above that 290. We are struggling to get above VWAP. VWAP is sitting at 280 itself. But that pin bar still looks tempting. Let's go ahead and take a peek if we're going to find something inside the range. And I might have to switch accounts again. Switch back.
I'm so bad at. Wait. I'm good at this
I
one.
might take something like just one contract. Looking at this 5 minute, that was a nice little bounce. They're trying to recapture this whole entire wick. You see how they're trying to push that back down. I'm going to tough it out. I think I can make it through. As this cold is kicking my butt. Come on. Nice solid bounce off of Stranger Danger. 244.75. That is the level. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. That way you know when I pop up in here. Especially with this head cold that I'm fighting with. Come on, baby. Give us something to trade.
Our cold isn't that bad.
Mine is. Thank you for sharing.
I feel like yours is better than ours.
All right. They're trying to recap. You see that? All this stepped in buy side opportunity that came in, they're treating them as liquidity. Let's see how much they can get out of here. Yeah, we just shorted just right there. They're going to attempt, if we get back above 50, 250, 248, somewhere around there, they're going to really liquidate the bears that just stepped into here. They're not going to be happy. So they might go ahead and reposition themselves. This game is 90% patience. I promise you that. I know on Tuesday we kind of was playing around with the evals, and we was taking some opportunities to basically have the funner side of trading in itself. But right now with Jackson Hole, this is going to be more disciplined. Oh, look at that smack! Oh, they basically said get out of the way. We got a minute and 52 seconds. Yeah, we'll call it 10 o'clock. We got existing home sales that's dropping at 10 o'clock, so we'll probably cover that, maybe 10:05, and then wrap it from there, allowing myself to go ahead and go fight and manage this cold that's kicking my butt. That's what happens with first day of school. Kids go to school, they bring their school germs with them. All right, another attempt to recapture. Let's see if they can do something about it. They did liquidate the bears when they got up to like 260. I'm leaning on no. Whoever's buying a dip here, they're gonna probably buy the dip again at this around this area. Let's call it 230, 240. Somewhere around 230, 240 is where bearish sentiment is fighting the bulls to push them back down. And it looks like the bears are slightly struggling unless they can grab the liquidity. Liquidity is sitting around that 210, 220 as they stepped into the gap here. A bit of a bullish divergence is also forming. If we get back to that 250 again, that thing is going to 255. That's what we asked rejected from. We might go right back to VWAP. VWAP is sitting at 270. 12 seconds. We got a long wick letting us know that the bears don't have full and utter control. And we also made a higher low on the 5 minutes. So this could be one of those grabbing all the sell side liquidity from here to here. But the question is, where would the bears be sitting? I won't be surprised that they could be sitting somewhere around this ballpark figure, about here. Let's make this an order block so you can see it clearly. Somewhere around here. So that's going to make the bullish opening range a little tricky to navigate. And we might deal with some chop unless we just explode above that 350, 352. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, we're gonna tough it out. We're gonna tough it out. Get through this cold. What we got? How much time we got? We got 5 more minutes. One more 5-minute candle. Getting back over to the news. We got the European consumer confidence. We got leading index for lending. Is it lending? Leading. Oh my God, I can't even read this morning. Existing home sales, leading index, and then existing home sale month over month. I don't think it's going to have major impact, even though this is a red folder. But this can give us a little bit of an economic direction for the U.S. dollar. We just dropped some news that was bullish for the dollar. Hence the reason why we're dropping. They're just making lower lows right now. This 5 minute, they look like they're about to short it. I would say the safer entry is under that 199. Do not just chase it. But this is not looking good for the bulls. Not looking good for the bulls at all.
Yeah, what did you get for your high school? You got 2,000.
We got 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
200,000.
5 minute close below is what we're looking for.
Let me see.
I'd rather be safe than sorry. Because you could make an argument to take the short right now, especially coming off that block. Let's see if we can find ourselves some targets. I'm gonna go over to the 2 hour, see if we can find something here. Yeah, not really. This was a bullish bounce right here. They kind of put a warning star right there. Our target would probably be the bottom of this wick if we was going to play that down. So look for 23,000. Let's just call it flat out 23,000. If this 5 minute holds below, we can target that low. Funny thing about it, this could be our higher low by them just not being able to recapture that wick. All right, we got about less than 2 minutes until this news drops. Let's look at the U.S. dollar real quick just to kind of see what's going on over there. Oh, we're getting out of that block. Uh-oh. That thing gets out that block. I think I marked this off. I think there's a lot of clear skies up here. Yeah, we're talking about this wick here, this wick here. We're getting above the 50 moving average. They've already tested this fair value gap once, so they could get the rest of it. Yeah, this is not what the bulls want to see. Nope. Nope. So they look like more downside. All right, let's get back over to 5 minute. Got a minute and 13 seconds. News is about to drop. Get my orders already set. Let me go check my other one on my other screen. I can't trade over there, but I can trade over here. Oh, really? Okay, I can't take that contract. Ah, that's the one I want too. All right. Let's get back over to the news. 15 seconds until the news drops. 5 minute look like it's going to guarantee close at this level. All right. Let's go ahead and take. Ugh, this thing is shooting up something very vicious already. Alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and switch over to here.
Bye, guys.
Alright, bye. And let's get rid of that. Let's go back to our live screen. Let's see what the news has for us. Oh, what? Uh, 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 uh. That just kind of took a good chunk. That took my $500 and then some. I thought we were going to get a nice little cross connection right here and then continue. Don't you just love? And it's bullish for the dollar. That's the crazy part about it. It is completely bullish for the dollar. Let's see what the dollar is doing right now. The dollar's trying to reject here. Good solid 5 minute close below. Good move to the downside here. See this 45 minute. It's trying to double bottom here. I think that's what they're looking for, to see if they can grab liquidity, knowing that we just put in a new 2 hour. But the 4 hour is looking like this, and that could be the bull trap. Well, I'm trying to be patient with it, knowing that we just put in the range, and plus we had some bearish news. But we might have to concede because we're back to VWAP. Yep, they just bounced it right back to VWAP. Well, that was a nasty little hit, because we had a nice little continuation, and then it just, see how the MACD crosses here, and then they just cross right back over. That's a bit disrespectful for anything that's going to go to the downside. Trying to just be patient with it, assuming that this double bottom doesn't hold. Let me see what this daily looks like. That's probably what it is. It's just the fact that this daily has had reactions like this, so they're trying to create a daily higher low. All right, so here comes VWAP. Let's see what they do with the VWAP here, because that 5 minute MACD literally already did the cross. That's crazy work. All right, well, Was up 500, now down 247. Looking for the momentum to have just continued down. So this is a 1 minute close, a 1 minute close, and then it just grabbed liquidity here. Let me see this 4 hour again. The 4 hour fair value gap that was created here never really retested to go ahead and go back down. We got more than 3 hours until this happens, so just gonna have to monitor this and see what happens. All right, so it's 10:05. All right, so we didn't really have a great one. At a solid break here, possibly had continuation, but they basically looked at continuation and kind of laughed in its face and said, no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. I want to say thank you for participating on Get Rich and Fit Tryin. Hopefully I can go ahead and, oops, wrong screen. Hopefully I can get myself completely better by tomorrow, and then we can have a better experience on Get Rich and Fit Tryin. But that said, look out for your levels, look out for your order blocks. Be cautious on your setups because this thing can be a little tricky with Jackson Hole around. So I want to bid you a fine farewell. Good luck on your trading and see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.